All right, boys, we have a pretty interesting one. So I have been building a BITTENSOR fund tracker since September. And right now, directly inside of my Discord, whenever Steelcore Capital ran by Mark Jeffrey and his buddies, or DSV Fund ran by Siam Kid and Mark Seisner, I will be knowing whatever subnets they buy within the minute because I track their X. But it is time to set up a hot wallet that is going to fire off of these signals and buy subnets, try to trade them, and maybe see if I can make some money while I sleep just because we are the first ones to buy something off of that investment. Remember guys, Dynamic Tao is very event driven. It is a small market, so I'm constantly looking at ways how I can be the first one to implement these things and drop alpha on my YouTube. So take some notes because you will be learning how to programmatically place trades with a simple piece of code. So you're gonna be able to go in and out of trades while you sleep. So it's a pretty cool technical skills to have, because if you pair this later on with large data sets or a lot of data and you come up with an edge, you might have your own trading strategy right inside of Dynamic Tao. So let's get to it. So for you guys to have a better grasp as to what we're doing, so a Discord message will come in, such as the alert that they just bought a specific subnet. The script will parse which subnet it is, query the subnet metagraph using the BITTENSOR SDK and this section right here, managing stake with BITTENSOR Python SDK. So I'm not necessarily a senior engineer. I do not completely understand all of these code sections. The only thing I know is that AI can help me achieve this, just by me guiding him to the right resource pages. It's going to grab the validator by stake, check my Tao balance, and then fire the stake add or stake remove if it's time to sell it.
Speaking of subnets, Bitcast is subnet 93 on BITTENSOR, focused on turning attention into something measurable and valuable. So Bitcast is actually bringing the attention economy right here on BITTENSOR. And it aims to make attention trackable, provable, and programmable, so it's no longer abstract. The size of the market opportunity Subnet 93 Bitcast has on its hands is huge, over 500 billion by 2030 and over $2 trillion by 2035. So traditional marketing is broken and is not efficient whatsoever. People get paid on useless vanity metrics like views, likes, and impressions. So there's no clear link to outcomes. It's easy to fake engagement and there's no transparency on performance. And Bitcast's AI verification of attention aims to revolutionize that. It is much more efficient. It can detect botted views, low quality engagement, artificial amplification of metrics. So it is tasked to only reward genuine reach, real user attention with watch time, and it's based on geographical location as well. Bitcast automates campaigns end to end. It's fully automatic. Creators can launch campaigns in minutes, and the AI can verify thousands of videos simultaneously, which really increases speed and efficiency. Bitcast has a real flywheel effect also, and it is designed to grow through a self-reinforcing loop. Brands want better ROI, so they allocate a budget to Bitcast campaigns. Creators compete to deliver attention. AI verifies that. Strong results attract more brands. More spend attracts more creators. Subnet 93 also has a crazy growth momentum as we speak, growing at over 10% digit rates month over month across all attention metrics, such as campaign activity, creators, and attention being coordinated. And they've recently had their listing on Base, which is easier access for retail investors, increased liquidity, and greater visibility across crypto ecosystems.
So let me show you how easy it is to BITTENSOR vibe code in 2026. So step one, set up your project folder and your virtual environment. So open up your VPS, SSH into it. And this is assuming you guys already have a VPS and know your workarounds with that. I have a link in the description if y'all want cheap, good quality VPSs. All right, so for me, it looks like this. Everything is nicely tucked in into projects, and we're gonna make a directory called auto trading. All right, then just go into that folder and create your virtual environment. The simplest way I can explain a virtual environment is that it's a separate virtual workbench for your script, and whatever you download as packages, dependencies, and things needed for your script to run, it is only going to pull from that virtual environment. So every project you see right here has its own virtual environment, and that's a good rule of thumb for a proper functioning. So just create it. It's going to take a few seconds. Activate your virtual environment. And then what I was saying, install all of your dependencies with pip, like the BITTENSOR SDK, the BITTENSOR wallet, Discord library, because we need to read Discord messages, this to make HTTP requests, and this to handle our keys. So copy that, boom, paste it, just press enter. It's gonna do its thing. So you see we have the BITTENSOR packages, Discords right here, etc. Now create these files. Touch basically creates them, but they remain empty. So just really quickly paste it in. So main.py is going to be our main script file, and the environment file is going to be for our keys. So the structure looks like this. We have the auto trading folder, we have the virtual environment, we have the main script, and this to handle, and the env to handle our 12 words when it comes to submitting it when we want to buy or sell automatically. So copy this right here, open up your env file, so nano.env, and just paste it right here. So Discord bot token. So these are the two keys that are needed. We're gonna get to that in a second. So Control O, enter, and Control X to save that. So BTCLI wallet new cold key, enter. True, I also need the BTCLI package. So if you run BTCLI version, not found. So go to the official BITTENSOR channel, click releases. So BTCLI, this is the latest version. So click the PyP package, make sure it's the latest version, everything makes sense. You can click repo to see if there's a lot of stars as well. So 100 contributors. Yeah, this looks like the real thing. So just copy this command and run it on your terminal. This is for you to run BTCLI command, so buy, stake, unstake subnets, etc. So just press enter, and you're gonna take back this BTCLI command right here. Boom, wait till it's done, just clear that. And let's run BTCLI new cold key. Enter the wallet path, just press enter again. This is the default path. Name of the wallet, we're gonna call it auto-trade, just like that for recognition. Number of words, always select 12. Now I'm gonna press enter, take a pen and paper and note down your 12 words. Obviously I'm not gonna show it, so I'll see you guys on the other side. You're gonna need to input your 12 words in your environment file for the script to be able to sign transactions. So I'll see you guys when I take notes of these 12 words. So once you've created your wallet, you can run BTCLI W list, and you're supposed to see the cold key wallet that you've just created. Now take your 12 words that you just noted down, open up your environment file once again, and right here under cold key mnemonic, you are going to write your 12 words exactly as is. No space after the equal, no capital letters, and a space between each word. So exactly like this, word 2, word 3, word 4, etc. So let me close the video and paste that in. So now let me just highlight this large piece of code, because this is the actual code file that generates my alerts. And I need to send it to the AI for him to understand how the messaging code is parsed and is written, for him to actually write me what will detect these alerts right now too. So here is the code. So guys, as I was showing my large alert file that I created last year for me to get these actual type of alerts, because it watches the profile page of DSV and Stillcore Capital once per minute. So we're talking about this code file right here, the bot.py, which I created last year. And the AI suggested me something very smart. Inside of that whole piece of code, I have something called a DSV signal.txt, which basically gets created whenever they post on Twitter that they've just bought something. So the format looks like this. It's a small JSON file, and inside of it, we have the subnet number that is laid out in which the fund just invested in. And that's the only thing we need for AutoTrader. We need the subnet number for us to buy it automatically and hop to a validator. Now guys, obviously this has been pre-set up. I have a whole file project that was created a long time ago. So now we're adding the auto trading on top of it to make it a little bit more interesting. All right, guys, so crucial step, we need to fund our wallet because it is currently empty. So to send over some Tao, just copy the address right here. Boom. Head on over to any hot wallet you're using. Let me hide my balance. God, I love this hide balance thing. It's amazing. Now head on over to your main wallet. Unstake some of your root Tao because it needs to be free before you send it over. Confirm unstaking, sure, unstake. So success, perfect. Then head on over to the send button right here. So boom, the addresses match 5CVJ, 5 FFM, 5 FFM. Let's run a test, 0.05. I have 11 free, review, so success. So just wait a few seconds and run BTCLI wallet balance. Enter your wallet name, which is right here. And you're supposed to see the balance updated. This is how I gather BitTensor trading data as a complete beginner. So because of these messages right here, we have timestamps of when DSV Fund and Stillcore Capital invested. And we also have the free API endpoints of taostats. You guys should definitely check that out if y'all want to build something. Y'all have 10,000 free API calls per month. It's literally music to my ears. So we'll be using that, and we'll be using the Discord timestamps to get trading data. So let's see how we're gonna get there. I asked the AI, can we somehow make a separate script, a Discord API call with this user in this channel in this server? The goal is to get the timestamp of the alert, then API call to taostats in that time area, maybe 0 to 24 hours later, to see what happened with the price and what we can do with that. Figure out what taostats API call I need to do to compare 0 to 24 hours after the alert, maybe once per 15 minutes, to see what happens with price. I want to see the percentage swings when these firms buy. So let's see what Claude comes up with. All right, so after a lot of trial and error, guys, you just need to get your prompting right. I have a back testing fund that looks pretty neat. So we got some good data points going. So we have 11 alerts, and 4 hours after every alert, pretty much nothing happens. So plus 2%, plus 2%, plus 1% barely. Even right here, it crashed a little bit. There's not a big price swing. So maybe we need to hold these types of plays a bit longer. Let me play out with the script and change it to maybe a 1 week hold. See different types of time frames to see if we get large percentage swings. That way I'll know how long to hold for me to potentially capitalize on this automatic trading system. Okay, so I've just optimized my back tester to track different types of holding periods and different data points to see if we can get good price swings. Let's run it right now. Would you look at this? I just dropped the CSV of all the data points, all right? So we may have a strategy on our hands. So the stop loss would be minus 7% and a 15% take profit for a max hold of 2 days. So the AI is saying we're pretty much slightly profitable, but we need more data points. I'm the first in the world to do that. So I'm just gonna risk 10 Tau to see if I can maybe double my stack in a few months passively like that. So let's get it. Let's set up everything and write the script that purchases or sells these tokens. So boys, this is my initial prompt because I have no idea how we're gonna build this, but I'm talking to him in plain English and I'm talking about MEV shield protection. So every transaction needs to have MEV shield protection to not get sandwich attacked. And we also need a testing environment and a real production environment. So this is what he's going to build. AutoTrader loads the env, watches the signal every 5 seconds. If a signal.txt file appears, it's going to parse the net UID and the fund, just query the BitTensor metagraph and, just buy the subnet and log it to the trades log. So the signal.txt file is a simple one-liner that looks like this. And you can clearly see that I can mimic signal.txt formats with the test amount and the live amount. So I'll be trading 5 Tau every time the fund purchases something, and 0.1 is just a test right now to see if the whole code works and it buys subnets for me. So there's no excuses. If you want to code in 2026, you just need to speak English. So now guys, I said, okay, build it with MEV on. I'll put this right here in my environment. This simply means I'll be MEV protected, and set the tolerance to 1% maximum, because guys, remember, we're buying different kinds of subnets. Some are more liquid, some aren't. So you need to precise how much slippage are you allowing for your transaction to go through. I set it at 1%. So let's see what he comes up with. All right, so in a few minutes, he coded everything. He gave me how to test the actual script if it works. It's right here. Click on it, top right, copy, go on your VPS, type nano autotrader.py, enter, Control V, paste.
Control O, enter, Control X, and now you're out of your nano file. So the file is right here, ls. Our auto trading script is right here on the bottom left. Now we're gonna run this command right here to simulate a Subnet 50 fund purchase with this signal.txt file. So we're gonna buy synth and it's going to be in test mode. So run it right here. And if you write ls, you can clearly see the signal.txt file. And once I run this command right here, autotrader.py, it's going to detect that right here and it's going to purchase Subnet 50 if everything goes well. So boys, the moment of truth, I'm activating my virtual environment and I'm testing the whole file. So we might get a bunch of error logs, we might not. This is the moment of truth. If it works, I'm supposed to have 0.1 tau worth of Subnet 50 synth. Enter your password. Wow, I forgot to do that. And we also need to add one line right here for the script to actually input our password. So for this to be automatic. So copy this. This is to open your autotrader.py file. Control W to search. Search this right here. Boom, enter. Right here. So you see the line is right here. Go to the end of the line where you see true. Press enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 spaces. And add this line right here where you see cold key password that is going to be fetched from the environment. Boom, Control O, enter, Control X, and you should be able to run it again. Now, if you run ls, you're gonna see you don't see a signal.txt file. That's normal because it gets deleted every time you run it. So you need another txt signal test file. So just press enter and now you're ready to run it. Moment of truth, boys. This might be my first automated BitTensor transaction. All right, guys, I made a few changes because it was always requiring my password, so it couldn't be automatic. So we'll test right now again. Wallet loaded, that's good. I haven't seen that earlier, so that's perfect. Boom, balance. Boom, tolerance 1%. We freaking did it, boys. My first BitTensor automated trade via a terminal and a piece of code. I feel like a freaking Russian hacker. Get ready, boys. Success. We've just seen it. We're on that validator. So I'm ready to auto trade right now. And now if we run BTCLI wallet balance, voila, you can directly see we bought 0.1 tau and we have a 0.10 tau staked to Subnet 50. Everything is working properly. Now in your main bot file, if you have something separate creating these txt files, you need to write this portion inside of it. So it's going to detect it in this file, but it's also going to write it in this directory auto trading as well, because we need the signal.txt file in the other project file for it to understand which subnet just got purchased. So you need to do this for Steelcore Capital, which is the task event right here. And the DSV signal watcher right here. If you see, I added the line right here, right to AutoTrader project file as well in the folder right here. Copy the same txt file so we can, fire that automated purchase. So that's what I did. So now don't forget to go into production mode because we want bigger trades. So nano autotrader.py, and right here mode, you're gonna put live. Boom, change to live for real money, and it's going to purchase 5 tau instead of 0.1. Control O, enter, Control save, and don't forget to actually start your project. Boom, and you can see watching for signal.txt every 5 seconds. So as soon as this file right here, bot.py, catches an investment, it's gonna post it to Discord. It's gonna rewrite it to AutoTrader as well right here, and it's going to fire that purchase. So video done. I'm very happy I've done this. I hope you guys are taking notes. This is a very, very valuable skill to have because you never know what you might end up doing 5 years later. We've just learned how to automate BitTensor trading, which isn't a small feature, guys. Not even 0.1% of people are able to do this and have the technicality. But when you understand these types of things and you think like that, you can literally maybe even make money in your sleep if you come up with some type of edge. What are you currently trying to build in BitTensor? What are you interested in? And I might even make a video for it.
With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.